This last Friday was the hardest day I ever lived.
All the disciples, myself included, were in the Garden of Gethsemane with Jesus.
Wondering why we were in the garden in the middle of the night. I mean, I am normally in bed before 10.
Jesus was sweating and praying like he had no time left.
Jesus asked us to pray with him, and we did, like for 15 minutes.
Everyone was asleep, and James was snoring like a hippo.
Past my bedtime.
Jesus woke us up a couple of times, but I hardly remember what he said.
Then, all of a sudden, everything started. All the guards and religious leaders, led by the Judas, came up to us.
All I remember waking up confused. Everybody yelling. Peter was swinging a sword around. Ears were being cut off.
I only cut off one ear. Besides, Jesus put it back on his head.
Where did Peter get a sword anyway? Who in their right mind would give it to him?
He said, "What?"
And we ran for our lives.
After I gathered my wits, the guys and I went to where Jesus was being accused.
Men started spewing lies. Men paid by the Pharisees came forward to testify against Jesus. It was all a big lie.
I heard John was terrified.
John was pretty scared.
Are you kidding me? James wet his tunic and ran away. Peter pretended like he didn't even know us.
Jesus was finished being tried when the rooster crowed.
Rooster crowing. Doesn't sound familiar.
Christ had told Peter he would deny him.
Okay, like I said, it wasn't the best day for all of us.
Pontius Pilate, the Roman governor, didn't know what to do.
I suppose I knew Jesus would be taken, but it still scared me. Mary Magdalene and I went to the tomb after the Sabbath.
We were both crying and weeping. We barely said a word all the way there.
When we arrived at the tomb, we could hardly believe what we saw.
An angel at the tomb told us Jesus was risen.
We ran back and told them all. Then Peter and John ran to see for themselves.
We were back at the house, and Jesus showed up.
We all worshiped God and spent a few more days with Jesus, and then he ascended into heaven.
He has risen.
He has risen.